nigga. Keep God in your life, fuck, nigga. Come on, who God helping? Hey, God blessing all the trap niggas, they worshiping the devil. I don't really fuck with rap niggas, but keep a Mac, nigga. And the Bible on the back, nigga. Yeah, he praise God. But if you have to hear smack niggas, give it up to God. The answer to my problems. A list of things I need, I'm praying God to solve them. I need racks, nigga. I need stacks and I need plaques, nigga. I need everything. If you God, give me that, nigga. I ask you for money. Why you make me go broke? I told you my dreams. Why you make me lose hope? Only way they go is up. When you really at your low, everything right in front of you, you really just don't know. When you give it to God, learn a lesson for the test. God reveal the worst so that you can be your best. So anytime you feeling down, anytime you go to rest, say it out loud. Better say it with your chest, fuck, nigga.
Much like that video, I am a complicated individual because I praise God, but I will also send you to your maker. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Ant Money Experience. Sometimes I be wanting to say podcast. I don't know. I be getting my words mixed up. But welcome to the greatest podcast in the world, podcasting like no other. I am your host, King Ant Money. Sir at the beginning, the greatest at the end. But how y'all doing today? Big exclusive. Listen, I had to do it. One of my homies sent it to me yesterday. I said, oh yeah, that's the intro. Because you got to keep God in your life. Fuck, nigga. But thank y'all for joining me. As always, y'all know it is the unofficial start of the weekend. Brr, 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 brr. I need to get an ear horn sound effect. But thank y'all for joining me this evening. Hope y'all having a good week. It's Memorial Day weekend, which is the unofficial start of the summer. It looked like it's going to be a shitty weekend, but if y'all got them barbecues, let's get them rolling. Comment the barbecues. I show up to all of them. I don't care. Free food and liquor, I'm there. Just not drinking no cheap liquor. Sorry, a little bougie when it comes to that. Until I get drunk, I will drink all the cheap liquor. But if you are here right now, you are watching on the most dangerous podcast network in the world, the Death Row Records to this shit, the big exclusive network. If you got a podcast idea, you need curated, your podcast needs a home, you want your podcast broadcast to a larger audience, come over to the winning team, man. Also, make sure you have your exclusive big exclusive network subscription because you're gonna see shit everybody ain't seen. That's just on that. That's on Miss Gladys, as Birdman would say. But before we go any further, a message from our sponsors. So, as y'all can see, keep God in your life, fuck nigga. But no, as y'all can see, no co-host tonight. I'm enjoying these episodes with no co-host. But also, if you would like to be a co-host on the Ant Money Experience, make sure you inbox, DM me. Take Boogie, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm waiting. Listen, when you ready, good brother, you let me know because I definitely want to have you co-host the episode with me. Also, take Boogie while you are here. My prayers go out to your family. I'm sorry for your loss. On behalf of the big exclusive network, we would like to send our condolences. And like I said, prayers out to your family. I understand that can be a rough time whenever you lose a family member, but a family member so close, my prayers are with you guys. Also, if you would like your business, if you would like your initiative, your campaign, well, slow down on the campaign. It depends on what you campaigning on. But if you would like to be a part of my spotlight portion of the show, inbox me, DM me. Ladies, you know how to get to the front. And you will have your business or whatever spotlighted on the Ant Money Experience. Yeah, Tay Boogie definitely needs you to come through and co-host with me one good time, brother. But like you see my man, comedian Tay Boogie, if you are watching, make sure you comment so I can make sure that I hold on one second, big exclusive. I'm gonna let them know how they get to the front. But like Tay Boogie, if you are watching, if you are tuned in from wherever you tuned in, if you're watching the replay, make sure you comment so I can acknowledge the guys. Also, I realized that I didn't do it the whole month of May, but with this being, I believe, the last episode of May, second to last episode, that $20 for the best comment is definitely in effect, and your comment will be in a reel, so you know you won. But without any further ado, let's jump into the If It Bleeds, It Leads. Now, Big Exclusive said, how do they get to the front? Ladies, you gotta pull the titties out. Everybody love a good titty pic, but if your titties are not in good shape, do that little thing where they hold it up to make it look like it's a good titty, but it ain't really a good titty. I had to get real perverted. Big Exclusive took me there, but but Big Exclusive producer, bring up my first topic, please. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at is a citation from the city closing down the Eagle Bar and the Clock Bar. Rest in peace. They've been closed down multiple times over the years, but if you know the Eagle Bar and the Clock Bar, you have had a good time. The shrimp, the seafood. I'm not a person that eats seafood when I'm out, but the drinks, Lord have mercy, the drinks. If you ever had a trash can, if you ever had what's the other one? A Long Island iced tea. About time, trash mixes. You know, the only thing that I really love about the Clock Bar and the Eagle Bar is you could grab your steak over there, or you could be getting plastered. And you could go right over to Max's, grab your steak. I'm a fan of Max's cheesesteaks. I don't care what nobody say. I know it's a greasy mess, but who the fuck is going to get a cheesesteak for the nutrition in it? But it hurts my heart to see it. Hopefully they get their shit together and open back up, because the Clock Bar and Max's are a part of my adult childhood. My father was mortified when he found out that I hung out in Clock Bar and Max's because he was a police officer in the 39th district. He told me as a child there were three places I was to never go. It was one bar called the Flamingo Bar. It has another name now. It's that one right around the corner from Comcast, right off of Wayne. The Clock Bar and the Eagle Bar. As an adult, I have frequented the Clock Bar and the Eagle Bar. Never had any issues. I remember there was one time a young man let his gun off and fired all 6 shots into the sidewalk, killed the sidewalk that day. But rest in peace to the Clock Bar and the Eagle Bar as of now. Hopefully y'all come back to life very soon. Producer, my next topic, please.
Why you can't trust these bitches? You want to be on my page, right? Since you want to be on my fucking page so bad. Since you want to be on my fucking page so bad. Since you want to be on my page, went through her phone. Fuck these bitches, bro. It don't. Yeah, whatever. You in here? Yeah, I know. You fucking want to be in here texting all these niggas. You want to be on my page, right? You want to be on my page, right? You want to be on my page, right? Going through this bitch phone, 100 niggas in there, bro. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough, niggas. Don't fuck these bitches, bro. You want to be on my page, right? Right? Fuck out of here, man. She an ass bitch asking a nigga what's up. What we doing today? All that shit. Fuck out of here. Now I'm in that. Pack your shit. Get the fuck about this joint. Now you on my page.
Bring up Tate Bookie's comment. He gonna cry about Max was doing a topic change. Not even gonna hold you. That was funny as shit. But as you seen in that video, that was a local Philadelphia rapper, KP. Good lyricist. I'm gonna caveat this with I'm not quite sure if it's real or not. If it's real, my man, you went out bad. Fellas, we gotta do better. People, we gotta do better. Stop putting everything on the internet, because this was a skit. Well, I don't care if it was a skit. I'm still going say what I gotta say, because he looked real bad in that. I don't care if it was a skit. You look bad. I'm never putting anything that's going to make my image bad. For instance, I had a video that shout out to J King, Mr. Player Wave himself. He had made a clip of one of my last episodes, and I was trashing the shit out of somebody, and I was letting the B word fly. I didn't want to put that out there because I didn't want that clip to be the image that people have for me. Listen, if your girl is cheating, you could have kicked her out and not recorded. If it's a skit, you still look stupid. Now, I am prone to believe this is a skit because he had a song in the next couple days that kind of highlighted what he was seeing in that video. Real cornball shit, but you know, the internet's, I believe everything is for attention and clout. But with that being said, producer, my next topic, please.
Yo, the bitch just shit on her car!
So after I shits on the bitch, that one was for you, Tay Boogie. I was actually listening to Life at the Death before I got on the air. Yo, that was some foul shit. First of all, how bad did you have to shit that you could just shit on demand? Now, I took quite a few urinalysis in my life, piss tests for those not aware, and I can pee on demand. I don't know if it's a talent. I don't know if it's a gift, but my piss tests don't last too long. For you to do a splat shit, that wasn't even like a doodle drop. That was a splat wet shit. By far disgusting. While y'all in the comments, tell me some of the incidents you've had with road rage incidents. I personally, knock on something for good luck, have never had a road rage incident. I'm one of them drivers. My dad has always taught me, when you drive me, you're not driving for yourself. You're driving for the people around you. So I'm always aware of people doing dumb shit. I don't let it get me outraged because I know in the next 60 seconds, I'm not going to be thinking about that incident anymore. So be safe out there, because also I live in a nicer part of Virginia, but there has been some fatalities out here over road rage incidents. Ain't Money Experience PSA. So make sure y'all being safe. Make sure y'all driving safe. And as you saw in the video, shit be happening out here. Shit can happen while you in traffic. But producer, with that being said, my next video, please.
Patrolman Jake Kohler got a call on the radio Sunday night of a kid driving a vehicle. He pulled into the town's only McDonald's and talked with an 8-year-old boy still behind the wheel.
You know, what are you doing? And he said, me and my sister really wanted a cheeseburger.
The boy had stood on his tiptoes to get the keys and took his 4-year-old sister with him on the food run. Patrolman Kohler still had some questions.
So then I asked him how he learned how to drive, and he said he looked up YouTube videos on how to drive.
The child started on East Martin Street, made one right turn, and went through 4 intersections. He didn't hit a thing, even obeyed every traffic signal, stopping for red lights and waiting until they turned green. The entire route was 1.5 miles.
And whenever he pulled up to the first window, the employees actually thought that they were being pranked.
The parents were not in the back of the van. They were at home. The vehicle was surrounded by adults in the McDonald's parking lot, and the boy was crying when Patrolman Kohler started talking to him, realizing he might be in trouble.
My cat Joy is trying to co-host with me again. But before I jump into the next topic, producer, can you bring up Tate Boogie's comment? I've hopped out mid-traffic in Queens, jumped through the window to get it popping with a car full of dudes. He's a gangster. He's a thug. Because Tate Boogie, you got that one. I'm not jumping in nobody's car. Double cheeseburgers for life. I'm not jumping through no car. Listen, you cut me off, it ain't worth it. These YNs is out here shooting shit up for less, but you wild for jumping through a window. But that video that you just saw, I'm gonna start a segment during If It Bleeds, It Leads. Badass Kid of the Week. That young man drove. Now, shout out to the fact that he brought his little sister with him. He said, little sis want a cheeseburger. I wanted a cheeseburger, so he got in the car and rode. The fact that he got a video off of YouTube to show him how to drive and he could barely see over the steering wheel, the drivers of Maryland should be completely embarrassed, because Maryland by far has the worst drivers in the United States, even worse than the drivers of New Jersey, for all my tri-state people. But that Shout out to Please Do That Badass Kids is lit. Yo, I'm definitely because I find every week there's actually a page that I follow on Instagram that does nothing but show badass kid videos, and I'm gonna play one every week. I might even throw a couple in there for big exclusive with a young boy, a little white tee young boy getting themselves hurt or injured. Those videos always tickle me pink. Pause. But yes, that young man got in the wheel, drove up to McDonald's. From the video that he got off of YouTube, first of all, where was his parents that the keys was just that accessible and they ain't realized nothing was going on? As soon as I heard that car start, I would have been in the parking lot. But for him to watch that video and do that, shout out to that young boy. I ain't mad at it. Especially, listen, when you hungry, you hungry. Mom Dukes and Pops wasn't listening when he said you wanted a cheeseburger. He said, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. He went and got that shit himself. Shout out to that. But also, the fact that he didn't hit anything, stopped at a couple lights, went through intersections is fucking wild. My daughter, she just texted me and we were talking about a situation with her getting a car. And she was like, who's paying for driver's school? I'm about to tell her just go on YouTube because it obviously works. But with that being said, producer, let's jump into my next topic, please. Shout out to all the people. It is graduation, all the upcoming graduates. It is graduation season. Or if you're graduating from kindergarten, fourth grade, eighth grade, high school, post high school in any capacity, shout out to that. If you are graduating from a trade school, if you are graduating from a program, shout out to everybody graduating and working their way towards their goals. Wish you much success. That video was so lit. One thing I want to say is I love my people because I've been seeing a lot of clips from these HBCU graduations and they are lit. I love seeing us do us with no negativity. And also, it reminded me that it's different being a teenager nowadays because I would have not had the money to throw up like that. And I definitely would have been gathering it afterwards. I mean, shit, today I'm gathering my money if I ever was decide to let it fly like that. But shout out to that. Tay Boogie said they was jigging. I really enjoy watching people jig. That is a very, I believe, New Orleans thing. And no, Memphis. I'm sorry. Memphis, they definitely be jigging. It is it looked like a time. I wish I knew how to do it. All I do is imitate it and I look like Crunchy Black. But big exclusive, bring up that comment again. Your comment. Shout out to Joey Badass right now. Joey Badass is in the midst with he is having the 20v1 that Drake had, but he is out here trashing these West Coast rappers. Shout out to Rayvon. I listened to his album. It was okay. Definitely rapping on it, but I enjoyed it. It was a good listen. Him and Joey Badass are in a nice verbal altercation. They're keeping everything on wax, but Joey Badass is out to prove that he ain't nothing to fuck around with. And his track record is impeccable. He definitely releases great albums, even though they don't get the shine that I think they deserve. My man is out here showing y'all I'm the best rapper out right now. And if you got a problem with it or anything I say, prove it. Shout out to his He is definitely cooking. I don't know if I could say cooking Ray, because Ray is definitely fighting back. Daylight, I wasn't necessarily feeling the song that he came out with. I don't want to think on different levels when it's a diss track. Say his stuff about his mom, his kids, his label, him as a person, him as a father, all that is on the table. But they are definitely in the midst of a verbal joust, and I am enjoying it. I wanted to go throughout the whole summer. It's been a long time since I had a beef that I really enjoyed. Pause. That sounds crazy. A rap battle that I really enjoyed, and it's a good battle so far. But he is definitely handling the West Coast. Shout out to my guy Joey Badass. I'm not gonna sit here and act like yikes, that was crazy. That was worse than a Fat Joe. I'm a glizzy. I don't remember what he said, but he said that he eats multiple glizzies, and that was kind of crazy. Crazy as the comment that I made. But shout out to that. And with that being said, producer, my next topic, please. We playing Last Man Standing. I got a ban on Derek. All bets are welcome. We are living in a crazy society. This post right here is talking about the 10 individuals that escaped from a New Orleans prison. I'm sorry, a New Orleans jail. And this took place when 10 prisoners all conspired to escape. They ripped a hole through a toilet that led to the outside of the jail, and they all went on a run for it. This post right here is from, I believe, like Monday. Since 5 of the 10 people have been captured, and also 2 women have been arrested because they said that the 2 women were baiting and abetting. But audience, who y'all got right here? Looking at all the people on this post, who y'all got surviving the longest? The post says he got his money on Derek. I don't know. Gary looked like he might know some things. Jermaine looks like if he is not captured, he will probably be captured pretty soon. Corey looked lost, so I know he already captured. I can't uh that look like Leighton, or they look like Leighton. Leighton, he looked like he might be a little savvy. Leo just looked confused. I can tell that the bus that Leo rode to school was not full size. Now, I'm making jokes about this, but these individuals are extremely dangerous from what I understand. I would not approach them. I would also say don't call the cops on them. Leighton seems like a safe bet. A safe bet. But the fact that people are betting on this is hilarious. And that is not a joke. I have seen multiple posts that I know that there are some pots out there where people are putting money in it to bet on these individuals and who is going to be the last one captured. You could take that down, producer. Yeah, I don't know. We are living in some crazy times. 10 people escaping from jail at once is wild. But y'all know how I like to end every if it bleeds, it leads. Producer, drop my funny video of the week.
Run into an old head and he say, hey, 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 me and your mom go way back. He cracked your mom. Stilly is the only way. He cracked your mom and he's reminiscing about it in front of your face. You gonna let that slide?
When I tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, that particular video was sent to me by one of my friends. I tell people all the time, my inbox is full of nothing but funny jokes. Every once in a while, a conspiracy theory. But I'm done. I've done this. Whoa. You know, it's funny. I probably shouldn't share this story, but I'm gonna share it anyway. So apparently, I've heard this story about how when me and my sister was at a cookout on my grandmother block, the block that my mom grew up on, the local crackhead that was also supposed to be the prodigy of their generation. He had the best education, he had the best parents. Walked up to my little sister and said, I should have been your dad. Or, no, I'm wrong. He said, I almost was your dad. Now, my mother is a very sarcastic, but not very confrontational person. She told my sister to come over and also reminded Rocky that my dad ain't nothing to play with. And if he heard what you said, you might not live to, never mind. I'm not going to incriminate my father, but that is some wild shit to say to somebody. I know your moms will. I know your moms will. Tell your mother how. That is some wild shit. Stop playing with people mamas, man. Cause I know I might talk about my mom here and there, but only I could talk about her. But with that being said, producer, let's jump into that lounge talk. I got a good one for y'all today. Back to doing my little wine coolers every week, you know what I'm saying? Now, Tate Boogie, since you seem to be the only person commenting along with Big Exclusive, I watched the podcast earlier this week and they were talking about a survey. A survey was released with the worst text message. And the survey said, ding, the number one worst text message is K. Now, K was considered the worst text message because K was said to be the most what's the word that I'm looking for? Dismissive text message that you can ever send. Honestly, I hate K, but I personally do not believe that is the worst text message that you could get. Now, prestige audience, let's let me know in the comments what is the worst text message you could get. Now, I will say that for me, the worst text message you can get is we need to talk. We need to talk gives me the worst fucking anxiety in the world. And I don't really have a problem with anxiety. I think I get anxious like anybody else. But we need to talk scares the fuck out of me because it's never good. And when people say stuff like we need to talk and it's nothing serious, I'm like, yo, why didn't you just text me what you needed to say? Why did you make me wait hours to hear you say, yo, we need to go do such and such, or remember such and such, I need that favor now. I think worse is he not home yet, come through. Mm, he not home yet, come through is wild. But I think we need to talk. It's the text message that gives me the worst anxiety in the world. I'll tell you later when I see you. No, no, no. Tell me now. Yeah, I think that is along the same lines of we need to talk because why you need to tell me later? You typing the words, I'll tell you later. You could have definitely just told me what you had to say. The fuck is wrong with people? But do you guys have a emoji that you hate the most? I'll tell you, I hate the thumbs up emoji. Now, I thought it was a me problem until I was at work earlier and I brought the conversation up. And everybody was kind of in agreement that we need to talk was we need to talk and K were like right on cue with the people in my office space. People were just like K annoys me. K really doesn't bother me. I think that I mean, I just don't like it. My dad sent me K one day. I said, don't ever send me K. Put an O in front of that. Don't send me K. I feel like that's a woman text message reply. But the thumbs up pisses me off. Pisses me off extremely because I look at this like this. Don't send me that. And every time they send me that, I have a smart ass reply. But I am going to say I think that we need to talk is the worst text message, and the thumbs up is the worst emoji. Now, off into our lounge talk. What would Jesus do? What would Jeezy do? What would Jay-Z do? What would Jermaine Dupri do? Not sure what any of those individuals would do. I'm also the person they say the devil on the right, angel on the left. I go with the ain't money logic, which is to crash out every time. I let my intrusive thoughts win every time. But I was watching a podcast and they were talking about space. How much space while in a relationship do you require? Now, I've had a subject similar to this in the past where I said, if you were married, could you see yourself living in different residences? Because the church that I grew up in, the pastor of the church actually lived at a different resident than his wife. And they lived that way for years. They were married for over 20 years. Strange relationship, but who am I to judge? I don't see what's going on behind closed doors, but lived as separate residences. I'm not going to go that far, but when living with somebody, how much space do you require and how do you go about making that space that you need to function properly? Now, me personally, I've been blessed enough that my entire life I've always had my own room from the time that my parents were living in an apartment until the point that they bought a house. I've always had my own room. My sisters, they shared a room because my sister Jazz was always kind of scary. So she would make my younger sister sleep in her room until she got to an age where my younger sister was just like, I'm tired of this. You ain't gonna keep bullying me and asking me to sleep in your room because you scared. But I've never had to share living space outside of the army. And the army had one roommate, maybe two roommates. That was about it. But I never was in a space in life where I had to share a living space. I've never lived with anybody that I dated, had a relationship with. We've always had our own separate. We've always had our own separate residences, and even when the shorties would come over to spend the night, yo, take all your stuff out with you when you leave. I don't really want you leaving those stuff, and I'm not leaving those stuff at your crib either. That's just simple rules. But I've had stints where I've had people that I've dated come maybe spend a week with me, spend a weekend and stuff like that. And in that capacity, you don't require much space because you know that person is leaving soon. But how much space do you require? If you are living with a person, do you need like the bedroom is mine, the living room is yours? We come together every once in a while to be in each other's company, but I need that space because I've seen that work. I could say with my parents, my mother had an office that my dad built for her. That was her room. She stayed there a lot. My dad, he had his man cave. That's where he would watch all the games. That's where he would watch movies that he wanted to see. And you know, they would get together and they would have their time where they spent a little QT. But for the most part, they had their own spaces where they could go decompress. Depends on when I take my honey pick. Tay Boogie, I'm not gonna lie to you. Inbox me your cash app because you are leading the pack. You are definitely getting the $20 prize for this week. But I don't know. I think a lot of people have different requirements as far as the space that they need. This one lady was saying that when she is dating a person, she can only spend up to a week with them and then she needs her space. And that's with people living in different residences, just coming together every once in a while. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I feel that me personally, I'm in an apartment, one bedroom apartment by myself. During the week, I don't really go out. Maybe a Thursday here or there, but I stay to myself. So on the weekends, people say, you always outside. I'm always outside because I'm in the house by myself, outside going to work. But I think I need that space. And in the event that I get a young lady that's serious enough that we take it to the next level when we're like super serious, whether that be like a long-term girlfriend, wife, if we are living together, we're going to be in a two-bedroom apartment. You could either have that extra room or you could have the living room. But one of them are going to be mine, and one of them is going to be my space. The other one is going to be your space. There's going to be shit that she's going to want to watch, there's going to be shit that she's going to want to do that I might not necessarily want to be a part of. And I think with that being said, I think it's important that you just have your space. I couldn't imagine staying in this one bedroom apartment with somebody that I'm in a long-term relationship with, whether it be marriage or long-term relationship in general. I'm gonna need my space, shorty. When you watch Ratchet TV, I might watch it with you here or there just to spend quality time with you because that's what you like. But you're not gonna want to sit here and watch basketball 3 days out the week, football on Sunday and Monday, and Thursday if it's a game. You're gonna want your little space to separate because I'm a Patriots fan. I know that's an acquired taste, but I know that you are gonna want the space to just be able to do what you want to do, watch what you want to watch. Phones and earbuds win every time. I'm not a big earbud person. I only use earbuds when I exercise, so I don't have AirPods, I don't have earbuds that I'm just walking around with constantly talking. That's not my thing. Also, I'm very absent-minded and forgetful, so I know I'll be one of those people that had to replace my AirPods 20 million times. So, not a fan of the AirPods, but to each his own. I know I've noticed that my daughter, when she gets in the car with me, she does not like my music. So her earbuds are in, and I go to talk to her, and she be sitting there like this. I'm like, oh, she got the AirPods in. So I do understand when people do that, just not necessarily my thing. But that's what I had to say about that. Next week, I should have a co-host coming in to come through and yeah, no earbuds for you. I don't know. I don't know that I want to sit there and have earbuds. You know what? Big exclusive, we could do that. That's not an issue at all. But next week I'm definitely gonna have a co-host, maybe several co-hosts. Who knows? You never know what you're gonna get at the Ant Money experience. But as always, my bad, y'all. As always, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry about that interruption. Like I said, I'll have one, two, maybe several co-host next week, but it's going to be a time as always. Like, no, that wasn't the Wi-Fi. Somebody called me, and you know how you got do not disturb, and you could call a second time, and it interrupts the do not disturb. Somebody act like they just wanted to call. What up, my man Ron Harrison, ladies and gentlemen, host of the Safe Space for Men. Where you at, fam? We looking for the episodes to drop. By we, I mean me. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in this evening. As always, live life like it's your last, but make sure you are prepared for tomorrow. God bless and good night.